Hey everyone, it's Dylan Stewart, the Northstar man, coming to you again today, but this time it's not Hawaii. It's just Malibu, but you know, hey, tomato. I'm just back from my vacation, and today is my first day back, and what I wanted to talk to all of you about today is the negative thoughts and voices we've got in our head, because part of what I'm trying to do with this 100-day challenge that I'm on, and part of what I've been trying to do over the last couple of years, is really shift what's going on inside my head. I think a lot of us have these negative tape loops, these voices that have been there for forever, stuck in our head, constantly bringing us down and taking us down and giving us reasons to feel bad about ourselves. Again, it's the I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not fast enough, I didn't make enough money, I didn't do well enough at that job, I don't have a pretty enough girlfriend, or whatever it is that makes you feel less than, smaller, something you're not happy enough with. So one of the things for me that really brings me down is the act of procrastination. And I think to myself, man, Dylan, you just waited until the last minute. You just waited and sucked it up and just weren't on it. You weren't doing what you needed to do to get things done in a proper way. So when I was on vacation, I didn't really stick in vacation mode. When I was on vacation, I was working my butt off every day. I was doing everything that I needed to do every day so that I could relax the rest of the time. But it turned into a bit of a process for me of working, and then I'd take my break. When I got back home, the first thing that came up for me was this opportunity to not be on my game. You know, I'm back from vacation, my house is a little bit messy, I've got all these things going on, and everyone would understand if I just, phoned it in for a couple of days and I'll figure it out later. And that's the procrastination mindset, this mindset that it's just too hard to do it now, and nobody's going to notice or mind, and I'll just wait. I'll just stick it out. Kiko, welcome. And I got home, and this funny thing hit me as I sat there looking at the mess in my kitchen and little parts of my house that weren't quite as beautiful as I wanted them to be. And I'm not on vacation, I'm home. I really should be dealing with stuff, and the laundry list of things that I needed to do, which included call the IRS. No one wants to call the IRS. No one ever has said, I can't wait to make that phone call. And I sat there looking at this stuff for about a minute. And I realized I don't want to be that procrastinator anymore. I don't want to be that person who's sitting on his hands and wishing it would just solve itself. And instead, I wrote down a list of what were the things that needed to happen today, and I just attacked them one by one. In about an hour and a half, I had knocked down half of the things that had been bugging me. I had some unpacked boxes that were in my living room, and that had been kind of slowing me down. And my kitchen had some dishes that needed to be put in the dishwasher. Dishwasher needed to be turned on. I needed to get the dirty clothes out of my suitcase and get those things done. And yeah, I needed to call the IRS. I got to make sure they got those tax returns so that they're not breathing down my throat unnecessarily. And all of these things normally would put me into inaction. There's too much. I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough. But what I've been doing, whether it's on vacation or just day to day in my life, is building myself up and getting to this different place where instead of feeling like I'm not enough, I feel like I'm perfect. I'm perfect right where I am, and I'm in the perfect place to do the things that are going to make a difference. And that's why I'm having this conversation with you. I want you to stop beating yourself up and start turning it around. And sometimes it's as simple as attacking something that brings you down. So if I've spent most of my life waiting till the last minute and getting myself into crunch time because I just wasn't managing my time well, what if I stopped doing that? Like now. What if I picked up the phone and called the IRS and sat on hold for a half an hour, and while I'm sitting on hold for a half an hour, did my laundry and put stuff in the dishwasher? Then I dealt with the IRS and took care of the next step and the next step and the next step, and all of a sudden I feel like a superstar. Here I am, first day back, and I've already accomplished half of the things that I had set out for the rest of the month. What about the other half? Well, when I'm done with this video, I'm gonna go attack some more. But here's the key, and this is something my coach, Clay Green, has really drilled into my head. You have to make sure you build in time for recovery, as he calls it. You have to build in time when you're working and you're on it and you're really functional and you're on top of your game. You've got to remember to build in a break, to build in a rest, to build in a meditation or a nap or a nice meal out or whatever it takes for you to come down. Otherwise, tomorrow you're not going to be on the game. So that's my post for today. That's what I really want to love myself for, is the fact that, yay, I didn't wait on it. And I'll wake up tomorrow and the clothes will be done and the dishes will be done and the boxes will have been emptied out and the IRS will have been called and I will be able to move on to other things that make me feel good, right? Yeah, a good power nap. It was somebody asked me what the best thing was about Hawaii, what I was most grateful for, and I will tell you, it was the ability to just in the middle of the day, take a nap. And nobody would say anything about it because they were all taking naps too. Either it was too hot out or it was rainy or we'd been out all day and we've been active. So I really want to build that into my workflow somewhere in the middle of the day. 20-minute nap, a meditation, a break, even if it's in my car, whatever it takes for you to be able to get that, build it in so that you can move on to the rest of your day. So what's something that you're bumping up against in your life? Something that you're frustrated with yourself for? And are you taking the action that it would take to eliminate that? Because what if that wasn't there? Well, you'd have to fill the space with more love for yourself. You'd have to fill the space with something else that you can feel good or bad about. It's really up to you. But my advice to you is to start attacking and taking down those things that bring you down, that make you feel less than. I'm Dylan Stewart. I'm the Northstar Man. They call me the Northstar Man because I've found my direction. I've found my guiding light, and it helps me every day to become a better man, a better person, and a better human being. Each day. That's right. Stop procrastinating. Why are you procrastinating, Kika? You know that people need that. And when you do it, what are you going to say to yourself instead of, I can't believe you didn't do that today? You're going to say, I'm so grateful that I took that step. One of the greatest lessons I ever learned, and I'll kind of wrap up on this, one of the greatest lessons I ever learned was I was in a not great relationship, and I opened up Facebook, and the post right on top said, do something today that your future self will thank you for. And I knew exactly what it was, and I made moves that day to get out of that relationship. And I have thanked my past self for that decision every day. So think about that. What can you do today that your future self will thank you for? Stop procrastinating, stop waiting on it, and start getting to the place where you can love yourself for being the kind of person who takes action, because that's how much you love yourself and trust yourself, and that's the person that you want to be. I'm Dylan Stewart, the Northstar Man. I'll talk to you tomorrow.